drives Joe most nuts about me is that I will use every available horizontal surface as like a filing cabinet, and I am so messy, but I am also incredibly stressed out by mess, and it drives me nuts that I am the source of my own stress.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can't keep anything. This office like is really tidy, and I think that drives poor Joe even more nuts because he's like, how can your office be so tidy and yet the rest of the house is such a complete nightmare? And I'm like, I don't know. But it's like, and so if I could, like, I crave order, but also I am incapable of keeping things in order, and it's just really difficult.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that, because I have little islands of order. It's like my cutlery drawer at the moment is beautifully ordered, and it's like even the forks are stacked sort of like neatly. They're all put together, and it's gorgeous. I open it up and I'm like, ah! But most of my cupboards are a complete shit show. Just awful. I will just throw things in, slam the door as quickly as possible. But once
Kevin coming up and open them and like they cascade onto him, because I've done that to Joe before.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Kevin's like, your cupboards. Oh God, oh God. He calls them my cupboards because there's none of his stuff goes in them. Yeah, it's yeah. When I discovered Marie Kondo, her methods helped me a lot, because I was able to let go of a lot of clutter.
Right.
Because the less stuff you have, the easier it is to stay ordered, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I noticed that, you've got a nice selection of books behind you. You don't try and put loads more up there, even though you probably would like to. You've made it look pretty, and therefore you don't want to spoil it by
I have a lot more over that.
Yeah, you see, that's like, you can breathe in that office, can't you? It's like,
yeah, exactly. But I'm not gonna show you the cupboard, which I call the cupboard of doom, because that is just filled with
shame.
Yeah, no, like literally shame, but also boxes of shame, because that's where all of my impulse purchase boxes go as well. So like I really should get rid of them, but also I'm like, well, I don't like throwing boxes away because they're useful and I want to be eco-friendly and reuse things. But also every time I open the door, I'm like, that's a lot of things that I've just bought. And so
have you got particular types of things you will overbuy?
Books. Although I don't see that as overbuying because they're books. But yeah, just like I'm a bit of a sucker for gadgets that I think are going to be like, I went through a juicing phase of about 2 weeks and then didn't use the juicer anymore.
I
I'm
have one
looking
of those.
Yeah, I gave it to my friend in the end, so that kind of works. There's this little thing which I saw advertised on Instagram, and it's a little tiny Bluetooth printer, and it prints out like receipts. Used it twice.
I can see why you bought it.
Yeah, because it's cute, right? I'm looking at a really nice coffee making machine, which I do use sometimes, but not as often as I thought I would use. And that's sitting in my office, and it's like that could be used more. I've got a lot of tea upon my shelves that, mind you, I think the weather's hot at the moment. I do drink more tea in the winter, so just like things like that. But gadgets, I'm a little bit of a sucker for gadgets that I'm probably going to use twice. How about you?
Mine is things like beauty products, like lotions, potions, hair stuff. I've got lots of those things, and I promise myself that I won't buy anything more. But if I see like a 3 for 2 offer, I'll think I'll need to stock up on that. Or if I see something that might help my hair a bit more than the last product did, it's like, oh well, I have got some of that old product, but this looks brilliant. This looks like it will solve my problems forever. And so I'm quite easily sold to when it comes to products. And I've got baskets and baskets full of stuff that I probably just don't need and never will. It's that's my shame.
But isn't it funny how things make sense for the person though? Because like I've always thought you're amazing at doing like your makeup and your hair and everything, and you always look really kind of put together and really swish. And I've never been able to master that. So like it totally makes sense that your thing would be like beauty stuff, because you're really good at that. And my thing is books.
And that's your thing. Your books is your thing, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, so I kind of think, okay, that is a bit shameful because like I have got so many unread books, and you know, I couldn't possibly read them all before I buy the next batch. But also, I really love books and like notebooks as well. I've got so many. I looked in the other day. I was like, oh, I need a new notebook, and then I had a look, and I was like, there are actually 12 unopened brand new notebooks in my cupboard. And so I was like, okay, I'm just not going to go there for a bit. That's fine.
Yeah, I also have a problem with buying notebooks because every time I start something new, it's like, I'll need a new notebook for that.
Yeah, and then you start so many new things, and it's like, okay, this is ridiculous now.
Yeah, they are definitely that. It's the number of times I will buy a new notebook. It's pointless because it's just paper. You can just grab reams of the blooming copy of paper if you want, can't you? It's just.
But you can't though, because then they don't go together in a really nice book, and like you can't stick things in them, and you know.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look how neat your handwriting is. You've got very neat handwriting.
Sometimes I have.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah.
always.
Not always.
Have you got split personality handwriting? Because that's something I've seemed to have.
Yeah, depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes it goes one, like slants one way, and so I've always thought that whole thing about handwriting analysis is bullshit, because I was like, well, you can't tell what my personality is because like my handwriting is different every time I write something. So
Yeah, exactly. I've got special handwriting for cards and stuff. And then I've got things like that handwriting, which is just all over the place. It's just
doctor's
horrible. It's just nasty. I don't like it. I actually feel shame when I look at it. But I see some people are able to just they'll sit in a seminar or something and just take beautiful notes. And I'm like, I wish I could be a bit more like that.
Yes. Yeah, I can do that. If I am concentrating or I've got time, then I can do notes. I can't do it at seminars and things because I can't process the information fast enough to be able to do nice notes. But if I'm like watching something, I can rewind, or if I'm reading a book, I'm making notes from the book, then I can do that.